Good morning, everyone. Well, actually, it's nearly afternoon. I have to confess, I had a bit of a lie-in this morning. Not that I was late waking up. I was actually awake as usual, 6 o'clock in the morning. But I've a confession to make. I actually lay in bed watching Netflix, and I don't know if anybody else is following it, but I'm watching the El Dragon series, which I'm now on series 2, and it's absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed it, so much so that I watched 2 episodes this morning. Hence that's why I was late getting up. In fact, the only reason I got up is because Archie kept nudging me as if to say, come on, it's time we got up. So yes, so a bit of a late start. But first of all, fill you in on something that happened yesterday. I did a WhatsApp video call with one of my brothers and his wife who lived down in Lichfield. So obviously we haven't seen them, we haven't seen each other for a while. But he's awaiting the birth of his first grandson with his son and his wife. They know it's going to be a little boy. So we had the conversation around that, and apparently Hayley was in hospital, so they were waiting to see what happened. So chatting in general, and we're a very close family. That's what I'll say. Originally there was 8 of us. There was 4 boys and 4 girls. Unfortunately we're down to 6. So we're left with 3 boys and 3 girls. But we are incredibly close, and we do keep in touch with each other, both with family events and getting together. But with the lockdown, then obviously it's more difficult, especially the two of my brothers who live quite a way away. But, you know, thank goodness for WhatsApp and FaceTime and Zoom and whatever. So yeah, it was great to catch up with him. And then this morning, when I picked my phone up, there was a WhatsApp message on there, and yes, we've got a new baby in the family. So Tommy John Lowe, and all's well with mum and dad, and the baby was £8 11 ounces. So it's great, you know, to celebrate new life, especially in the times that we're in. It's fantastic. So that was a lovely start to the day. So anyhow, what I'm going to do today is I'm in the kitchen again. So I thought I'd give you a little treat. It's Sunday, and what better day for a treat. Before I don my chef's hat, all I'm wearing today is a pair of ankle grazer wide leg jeans and a top that I've had ages. It was from the Indigo label in Marks and Spencer's, but I think they stopped doing it. But you know, this is lovely because it's got silk in it, so it's lovely and soft and fluid, and it's quite boho in the pattern that it is. So that's my outfit for today. But what I could do is don my apron, which, as you'll see, says Val Evans, let's have cake. My sister bought me this from a period when I did a lot of baking, and particularly cakes. Hence that resulted in my signing up for Slimming World sort of 3 years ago. And needless to say, I don't bake a lot of cakes now because it's a lot to eat on your own. But what I'm going to show you now, actually you can eat, and you know it's got no sugar in, it's got no fat in. So let's get cooking. I think that's the words that the cooks say. So I'll just position this so as you get a better view. I think that'll do it. Yeah, I think we're in there. So what I'm going to do today is a salted caramel cheesecake, but without the cake bit. If I was making a cheesecake, then it would have a biscuit base, and you know, you'd make it in a flan dish, etc. But what I do is I do individual little pots of the actual cheesecake salted caramel mix without the base, because that then turns it into a totally free, sin-free, in Slimming World language, treat. So what we're going to start off with is I'm going to make some coffee. So all I do is mix that with I think I want about 100ml. I've reduced the size of the recipe because obviously it's just me. So in the meantime, I'm soaking some gelatine leaves in there, and that's leaf gelatine, okay, because that's like a setting agent. So that'll go in with the coffee in a little while. But what I'm putting in my mixer, you can see there, is again the Muller Lite toffee yogurts, fat-free. So I'm going to put 2 of them in. I'll just get my spoon. Just tip them in your food processor. Make sure you scrape it all out because we don't want to leave any dregs in there. That's one. There's the second one. Smells lovely. These toffee yogurts that Muller Lite do, they're a treat in themselves actually. So that's the 2 yogurts in there, and then I've measured out just over 100 grams of a fat-free Greek yogurt, which is from Morrison's. Okay, so that goes in the pot as well. There, and just mix up the coffee. Want it quite strong so that you get a good coffee flavour coming through. Oh, which have I got in there? 100. So just mix that up a bit. Gosh, this would wake you up if you were drinking this now, because it really does smell strong. And the gelatine that's been soaking in cold water, what you do is you squeeze that out. So there's 4 leaves in there, and just squeeze them out. Give them a good squeeze in your hand, and then you drop them into the coffee. 2, 3, 4, and give those a stir to melt the gelatine. Okay. I hope you're seeing all this. Just drop that a little bit. So yeah, give that a stir. And what you do is you'll add that to the food processor with all the others off in there. And then what you need is salted caramel flavouring, and this is again a Morrison's one. Now you don't need a lot of this, and a little tip: don't lick the spoon after you've measured out, because it is minging when you've got it in your mouth. It's like pure salt. So there's a little bit of warning for you. It's one of those things that, you know, you like to eat your cake mixture and whatever, but don't, whatever you do, use the spoon and go like that. Okay, so on this I want, again, it doesn't want much. It says half a teaspoon. So I think that's a good half. And you just add that into there, getting rid of the little spoon. And then, quite simply, you mix it all up in your food processor. Pardon the noise. That's all nicely mixed up. And yeah, that's fine. Now this you can taste. Oh, lovely. You can, if you want, put sugar in, or you can put the artificial sugar in. I don't, because I don't like sweet things. I don't take sugar, and I don't like the artificial sugar. I think it leaves a very sickly taste. So I don't put sugar in anything that I'm doing, and I feel that the flavourings, they don't need sugar anyhow, so just get rid of that. So there we are with that. And then what I do is I make them up into little individual desserts. These are, you know, the yoghurt pots that you get, etc. I always save them, and they're ideal if you're doing any individual desserts like what I am here. So all you do then is just fill the pots. I reckon I'll probably get about 4 out of this mix. 3 or 4 anyhow. Yeah, I'll stick at 3 and make them a little bit more full. And then I always do one with just a bit in, because that's my test one, when I test if it's set all right. So that. Have a lick. And then all you do with those ladies is pop them in the fridge and they'll set. Very much like a mousse, to be honest. I don't know if you can see though. I'll hold one up. So there's the pot of salted caramel cheesecake without the cake. And I'll pop those in the fridge, and by the time tea times come, that'll be my dessert after tea. So another simpler one for you to do, and I hope you enjoy it. Other than that, I've just read the article that Trini's put in the Mail on Sunday, You magazine, which is brilliant. Obviously a lot of what she tells us on her videos anyhow, but some lovely pictures in there of clothes to die for, as usual. Okay. I don't think I've missed telling you anything that I wanted to tell you. No? Okay. So, as I say, that is a Slimming World recipe, and although I don't go to Slimming World anymore, I do still follow the guidelines of Slimming World. So I know what's good for me, and I know what probably is a little bit wicked for me. This looks wicked, but it's not. So other than that, I'm not planning on doing much today. It's a bit dull. I think it's given out a bit of rain later. Oh, that's the other thing. Disaster yesterday. I mean, it was beautifully hot yesterday, so I was out in the back, and towards the end of the afternoon I thought I better water these pots because the sun had been beating down. So I've got one of those magic hose, you know, the concertina one, that when you switch it on it fills up, and then when you switch it off it all shrivels up again into... And I had it last year and it was brilliant. You know, it was so easy to use and lightweight, and I could use it if I wanted to wash my car on the front, etc. So anyhow, I thought, right, go and water my pots. So I turned the tap on outside, and lo and behold, it started to go through the hose. But unbeknownst to me, the head, you know, the sprinkler head, that does all sorts of things. You can have it doing as a jet, you can have it as a fountain, etc. It had obviously got a split in it from the frost, I suspect. So again, my own fault. I should have put it away for winter, but you know. So I was well and truly soaked, and my feet, my shoes that I was wearing, everything. So I had to resort to the good old-fashioned watering can, and this morning I've had a look on eBay and I've found another one, so I'll have to wait for that to come. So yeah, it never rains but it pours, or water pours out when you've got your cracked head. That's it. So anyhow, have a good day, ladies, and hopefully I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.